In video 109, Layer Basics, I use this life-size wooden soldier image as a subject. This soldier needed to be carefully cut from the background, and this throws up a problem, particularly for photographers where we have fussy backgrounds like this. Now, there are many Photoshop tools designed to help make cutouts much easier. Select Subject is one of them, but photographers use cutouts so rarely, we tend not to build up the experience needed with these tools because they do need some experience. Now, as a result, what's designed to speed up the process often ends up taking more time than making a manual selection in the first place. The way to make selections of a fussy background like this is to pick up the Zoom tool, zoom in to make the subject very large, something like that. Use the spacebar, click and drag to move it around. Select the polygonal lasso tool and the add one selection to another option. Then we can start at one point and click, move a short distance and click, 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 and we can move around the edge of our selection, just on the edge but just slightly inside, and when we get to curves we can slow down and make shorter steps. Now, I'm being a bit careful here because I'm trying to talk and make a video at the same time as make a selection, but then at some point we skip around and join up with the starting point. Having done that, let's save the selection. Go to the Select menu, Save Selection, let's give it a name, and OK. Now when we come back, you can see a little plus alongside the icon. So I can click and I can now add one selection to another, so I can do another bit. And when I've gone down as far as I think it's comfortable to go, I can join one to another. When I've done that, spacebar, click and drag, and I can move on still further. This is the way we do this. Attention to detail is probably the most important part. But also, at any time, we can go back to Select, save the selection. Now, on this occasion, I need to select my soldier because I want to add the selections I've just made to the previous ones. Now I can save this as a JPEG or a Photoshop file, open it up in a couple of days' time, and we'll be able to retrieve that selection from exactly the same menu where we created it. Now, using those techniques, I've made a selection around the outer edge of my soldier. I've saved the image, and let's just assume we're opening this up on another day. Let's see if our selection is there and intact. So I'm going to go to my Select menu, load a selection. There's the channel I'm looking for, click OK, and there's my selection. Now we need to cut out the background. So what we need to do first of all is to inverse that selection, because at the moment it selects the soldier and we want the background. So we can go back to the Select menu and choose Inverse. Then I'm going to remove the lock from the layer on the right hand side. All I'm doing there is to separate the image from the canvas so we can cut out to a transparent background. One last thing to do before we actually cut out the background is to go to Select and Mask, and in the feather here we're going to put a softness on that selection line. Half a pixel to 1 pixel is going to be enough. Click OK to that. Now I can hit Ctrl X to cut out the background, and there we have our soldier floating on a transparent canvas. Now, once we have the subject isolated, we can use those techniques demonstrated in video 109 to create a completely different one. Here I've also taken one soldier from his drum for compositional reasons, and I called this image Drum Down. Now, the quality of this manual selection is good enough to pass muster, even when a very large print is made. Now that's worth spending a few minutes on, isn't it? I'll see you next time.